Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer. This past weekend, members of the Fellowship of Oklahoma Ale Makers, or FOAM, invited me to come over to Broken Arrow, Oklahoma to witness a brewing technique that literally takes home brewing back to the Stone Age. It's called Stein Brewing, and it uses hot rocks to boil the wort. It's an incredible technique. It was a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to be around some great home brewers, and I really appreciate the hospitality. Take a look.
My name is Gene Collins. I'm the competition director for the Fellowship of Oklahoma Ale Makers. We're at my house in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, a little bit outside of town. And today we're going to be doing a Stein beer. Actually, we'll do a couple recipes at least, and maybe more. A Stein beer is a beer that's brewed with hot rocks. Back in the days before the Iron Age, where you didn't have mash tuns that were made out of iron, steel, copper, whatever. So in order for them to brew beer, they had to heat up the mixture, and they were using wooden vats, so they would heat rocks to make your temperature mashes. We're not going to go that deep into it because we don't have a 15-hour brew day today, but we do receive the benefits from the hot rocks in the forms of caramelized sugars. It gives it a very nice, sweet, caramely taste, and one of the added benefits that we get out of it is we also impart a smoky flavor into the beer itself. I found the rocks that I used, they were defective for imperfect headstones in a cemetery. They're made out of granite because granite is very hard and it is not a porous stone. Another thing is it has to be able to withstand the temperatures of the fire.
What would happen if you were to take just any old rock? What are the dangers in the process?
I think the technical term is called spalling. It'll actually start coming apart. It'll crack. You're going to introduce it into two medias, fire, and then you're going to throw it in some wort. So the potential of exploding, really, if you will. If you have moisture inside the rock and you heat it, it's going to force it apart. So that's the real principal reason why you want to use a very hard, non-porous rock. I took a bottom to a commercial oven and made this rack here so we can keep the rocks out of the fire directly. Try to keep from getting too much ash and stuff on them so it doesn't get acrid taste.
How does it work?
Does pretty well. Well, we've had good success with the beers that we've made. They've been on. We actually take a blower and we force feed that fire oxygen so it gets it really hot, and you can actually see this table will glow red. Give it some time, don't get in a big hurry because you need the hot rocks in order to achieve your objective. Yeah. You load them in there and it's like an instant burst of boil. They're so hot that they flash boil.
Oh yeah, there we go.
The extreme temperature actually caramelizes the sugars on contact, and one of the things that we've seen is once it does get to the point where we put it in the fermenter.
You're going pretty good now. You probably better let it go.
We actually have added some of the rocks in there to let the yeast eat those caramelized sugars off of the rocks themselves.
Do we got a boil?
We've got a boil. Not bad.
Did we deliver on our promises?
Yeah, look at that. It's a continuous boil.
Yeah.
Nothing but a bunch of hot rocks, basically.
Pretty amazing, yeah.
I expected it to settle down pretty quickly, but
Still going.
They retain a lot of heat.
Yeah, it gurgles for quite a while.
One of the things that we have learned is you got to have the proper stuff to handle the rocks. I've actually got some tongs that we handle them with, so that makes it a little bit easier. Another thing that we've learned is I've got a basket that we could actually load the rocks in as we're dumping them in the wort. That helps to retrieve them easily. You just pull the basket up versus trying to dig them out of there individually with the tongs.
Yep, it's time to recycle.
Sometimes you can't see them because the wort's too dark. We've done this for 3 years now, so one of the added benefits is we have a kind of a club get together and weenie roast and invite our friends, and it's a nice event, especially on a beautiful fall day.
There it is.
Come and visit us on the web. At basicbrewing.com, you can find archive lists of both our audio and video podcasts on home brewing. You can also find our DVDs, Stepping into All Grain, Low-Tech Lagering and Decoction Mashing, Introduction to Wine Kits, and coming soon, Extract Brewing and Partial Mashing, and our 2011 Brewer's Logbook. Drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Write to James at basicbrewing.com, Steve at basicbrewing.com, or just use the contact form on basicbrewing.com.
Yep, we don't use gasoline because that stuff flares too bad.